hopefully the lighting is not too dark. I just closed my window because I was looking too bright. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk to you guys about bread and butter brands. These are the brands that pay my bills, that sell consistently for me month over month, that I'm finding at my thrift store all the time. I will say, if there's a brand that you see over and over and over at your thrift store, become an expert in that brand or those brands, because I guarantee you there are certain styles or certain pieces that are still selling all the time, even for brands that you hear a lot of resellers say I'm not picking up anymore or they're not selling well for me anymore. So if I see brands all the time, like, I want to know, how can I do well with that? And that is going to bring me to the first brand that we're going to talk about today, which is Talbitz. Talbitz is like a third of my business, a third of my sales. I sell so much Talbitz, and it's always the same thing. It's shirts. It's button-down shirts in larger sizes. Sometimes it's a blouse, sometimes it's a blazer, sometimes it's a dress. Dresses do really well. I just don't find them as often in larger sizes, but I am consistently finding button-down shirts, and I want 100% cotton, 100% linen. A blend is okay as well. And I kind of list them all the same. I put Talbitz shirt, button front, the size, the colors. Just last week, I sold 5 Talbitz things on eBay. And that's a lot for me because I have a very small store. So it's not 5 out of 100 items. It's like 5 out of 25 items that week. That is crazy. I see Talbitz every time I go to the thrift store. So it's something that most of the time I'm not even checking comps anymore, and I'm still flipping them pretty quickly and for a pretty good price, but always check comps. The next brand is very similar. It is J. Jill. I still sell J. Jill all of the time. I'm only picking up sizes large and up. For Talbitz, I try to just do extra large and up unless a large is like a really good price or it's new with tag. Like, I just picked up a new Talbitz large, but medium and small, absolutely not. Like, I did that in the beginning of reselling and they just sat so long. I have a medium dress that still has not sold. I've relisted that item so many times and it won't sell. For J. Jill, I've sold a lot of large J. Jill, so I would say large and up for this one, and I'm looking for the same kind of thing. Button front shirts or big blouses, lightweight, flowy, beachy, login look, tunics, those kind of things, plus sizes especially. They sell for me so quickly if you price them right. If you're pricing them at like 25, 20, I do like 22 to 28 usually. If you price them high, then yes, it's very oversaturated and your items might sit. But if you find them for just a couple dollars or at the bins, I don't have a bins, but if you go to the bins, then totally grab them. Next up is Anthropology. Anthropology, its own brand, like by Anthropology, I kind of see as a bolo, but their sub-brands I definitely see as bread and butter. And of course, like with all these brands, I don't want to like disclaim it each time. You'll find bolos within every brand, but Anthropology is a really good bread and butter, especially on Depop for me. I'm also looking for bigger sizes, but with Anthropology, I will still get a small. If the price is right, I will, and I still sell them, just not as well as larger sizes, but that's gonna be the case for pretty much every brand. So learn these brands: Pilcrow, Maeve, Yumi Kim, Tiny. I should have written these down, but those are the ones that I see a lot. Maeve and Pilcrow for sure. In this brand, I'm buying everything. I'm buying tops, big blouses, I'm buying crop tops, I'm buying pants, I'm buying dresses, I'm buying cardigans, and all of the above. Okay, next up is a really fun one because I've been picking it up more recently. I've probably sold 4 of these in the last month or so, and that is Tote & Co. Specifically Tote & Co. dresses. They sell fast. I find them a lot, and if they're $5 or less, I'm gonna sell them. And they sell for about 25 to 30. If you have a better dress, it'll be like 30, 35, but like a really older style, I just sold one I think for like 22. But again, if you're getting it for a couple dollars, really good bread and butter brand to find. And oh my gosh, if you find a maxi dress, you can get more. I love finding their dresses. Okay, next up is Old Navy and Gap. And if you are somebody who watches a lot of resellers on here, you'll know that these brands are actually doing really well right now. They're having their moment. Usually I hear people talk more about Old Navy, but Gap has been the same for me. I sold 2 Gap dresses already. You just have to get what is on trend right now. So I'm looking for, now we're going to be moving into fall, but for the summer, like if I'm thinking of the last month or two, the Gap stuff that I've sold, it is linen, it is tiered dresses. It is that gauzy cotton. It's bright colors. It's very cottage core, boho-y, and larger sizes. So if you can find extra, extra large, that's amazing. That's usually what I'll pick up. I'm looking at material for those, and I'm looking for style for sure for those brands. You can turn a couple bucks into 25 regularly with brands like that. Next up is Lauren Ralph Lauren. I've slowed down on this brand a bit because I haven't been finding it as much as I used to, but I used to find dresses and blouses all the time, and I would get them for a few dollars and flip them for about 25, dresses even 30. So if you do find Lauren Ralph Lauren in larger sizes in the tops and dresses categories, definitely really good. The next brand is Quint. This brand is also a very like trendy brand at the moment for people that are looking for natural materials. They're known for having like, 100% cashmere in the winter and 100% linen in the summer and organic cotton and those really breathable natural materials at a good price. You want to find them either new with tag or just really, really cheap because they don't retail for a ton, but they will sell quickly. I just got a linen shirt. I paid $6 for it, but I knew I would sell it for $20 like real fast, and I did. And that's what happens consistently. Even if I'm only going to profit $10 from it, I know it's going to happen fast. Everything from Quint that I've listed has sold. The next one, which I don't know how this brand is doing for you guys, but for me it does excellent, and that is Bowden. In the summer, Bowden dresses are one of my top things to sell. I find them almost every time I thrift. I will even pay $10, $12 for a good Bowden dress, any size at this point. Like I've even sold size 2, size 4, size 6. They just do really well for me, so I'm continuing to pick them up. Their tops, not so much. I've sold, out of the 4 Bowden tops I've listed, I've sold 3 of them, but they all sold for very little. I wouldn't pay more than like $3 for a Bowden top, but their dresses, I'll pay up for them all day, every day. The next one is actually a designer brand where the retails are hundreds of dollars, but unfortunately the resale value is just so low that it's like at the higher end of bread and butter, but I wouldn't call them a bolo, and that is Nick and Zoe. Shirts, tops, blouses, and dresses. I have a cardigan that I just listed that already has some traction. I will pick up a lot of things in this brand. I prefer new with tag, of course, but I've sold pre-owned Nick and Zoe quite a few times. Usually for a top, I'll get about $30 for it. I love finding that, and same with the dress. I feel like a dress I'll get like $30, $35 for it, depending on style and stuff. On a very similar note, this brand is even more expensive retail, and this might be a bolo. Yeah, I don't know. This one I don't know what category to put it in. It is Lafayette 148. They are known for like their career wear, very minimal professional pieces that last a very long time. They're very good quality, and I sell a lot in this. Pants, tops, dresses, and blazers. If there's a number that's popping out to me right now of all the things I've sold from them, how much I get for the brand, I would say like 40 to 45 is like the normal price I would get for one of them. So maybe that's more of a bolo, but I'm putting it in here anyway because it's a brand I find a lot at my thrift store and one that pays my bills because I sell it a lot. Next up is Maidwell and J. Crew. They are the same company, so I'm going to put them together. Maidwell was one that really started this reselling business for me because I was thrifting it for myself and thinking like, wow, these prices are so crazy. And it was really the first brand that made me think, oh, I should start reselling. I love Maidwell for myself personally. I have found that although it does not do nearly as well as it used to, if you get the right jeans, the right dresses, and the right tops, they still sell. You just can't pick up anything in Maidwell like I used to. It has to be. The dresses, I'm thinking very much like the Old Navy Gap, like the description I gave for that, where it's like gauzy and cottage core-y and flowy, boho-y. Those are the kind of things that do well for Maidwell tops and dresses in larger sizes. Like absolutely I will not be picking up small Maidwell anymore unless it's for myself. For jeans, the vintage straight leg jean. I've sold it 3 times. I think 1 of them or 2 of them got returned and then they resold. So that jean, if I find it, I'm going to sell it. It's going to sell for 30 to 35 if you get it in a good size. So again, with all these brands, you just want to learn what pieces are selling in those brands. And then for J. Crew, I wouldn't say kind of similar to Maidwell. I'd actually say when we're looking at J. Crew, blazers are going to be your bolo. For bread and butter, it's going to be like sweaters, good material, cashmere, wool, linen, cotton, things like that. One-piece bathing suits do pretty well, not as well as they used to, but I would still grab one if I saw one. I've even sold just basic tops. So they are saturated, but I also feel like similar to Old Navy, if you know what you're getting, it could be a really good bread and butter brand. And that is it. I mean, there are so many more bread and butter brands out there, but those are the ones that I find regularly, that I'm selling regularly, that have covered my rent month over month. Just wanted to share those with you because I love watching reselling content where somebody says, this brand does really well for me despite what other people say, and then I try it and it does well for me too. That happened with Chico's, with J. McLaughlin. I hear some resellers say, no, don't pick that up anymore, and then I hear one that's like, oh, this is consistently selling for me, so then I give it a try. So maybe one of these brands, that was the case for you. You're not picking it up anymore, but maybe you'll give it another shot. I am going to be filming a what sold this week video, so you will see probably some of the brands that I mentioned and exactly like what I'm getting for them, what I'm listing them at, etc., etc. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you have not already. I am so thankful for the support that I've already gotten on this channel. I've had it for I think less than a week, maybe a week, and to have 100 of you here is so sweet. Thank you so much, and let me know what you want to see because I want to film what you want to see. I think that's all for now. I will see you next time with another video. Bye.